Friends, 342 days over. Before I start about the ground situation in Ukraine, two important statements. One is of Mongolian Prime Minister who said his country is suffering because of backlash of sanctions imposed on Russia. And second one is Erdogan. He said that French President Macron is dishonest politician who does not have necessary qualification to govern a country. I agree partially as this is half truth. The other half truth is that the capitalist class today does not need a qualified, learned, honest politician to run their business interests, profit, and their states accordingly. Today, maximum number of politicians, whether in power or in opposition, are imbeciles, criminal, and corrupts, but to some extent honest to their capitalist masters, who have made them rise to run the country through their capital, through their media and social media and other state department like police, bureaucrats, etc. And these politicians are good in speechifying, dramatics. Look around, even in a country, they exist. Coming to ground, Bakhmut, the Russian forces, as last information pouring in, is storming Krasnoya. And on Bakhmut Konstantin Novaka Highway, the last supply line for Ukrainian forces in Bakhmut, while PMR in East Bakhmut continuing their offensive in meat processing plant and Bakhmut. In north, same PMC Wagner continue attacking, and after having broken the second line of Ukrainian defense by capturing Vasyukovki moving forward. In Soledar, PMC Wagner, ahead of that, continuing their attack but not with much success on Paraskivka and Krasnoya Gora, though they claim to have small territorial gains. In Toretsk, Odivka, Marinka, the battle continues from both the sides. Coming to southeast and south, Ugledar, the Russian forces started offensive from east from two sides yesterday, advanced about 4 km long and a front and 2 km depth towards Yuzhno Donbasskaya, where number one mine exists. The mine is still but with Ukrainian forces. In West Ugledar, there has been no success as the Ukrainian reinforcements have stopped further gains by the Russians. Zaporizhia region, there has been no big Russian offensive in last 2 to 2.5 days. In north, by and large, in Kupyansk direction, the positional battle continues. No fresh Ukrainian offensive. Liman mutual artillery shelling, and so in Makiivka. There are reports that the HIMARS are being positioned close to Izium and also reserves coming to Swatovo from Ukrainian sides. Russian forces have advanced little bit in Kupyansk and Liman direction, where they already had some territorial gains earlier, but nothing substantial so far. In north-northwest, from Kharkiv, Sumy, Popovka, Chernihiv and up to Kiev and Transcarpathia, there seems to be preparation by the Ukrainian forces, and they are bringing their reserves as well as continuing mining and digging up their defensive line. Probably they are expecting some offensive from the Russian sides, maybe Pentagon's advice/instructions. UN High Commission for Human Rights have said that 7,110 people have been killed and 11,550 injured since the start of the war in Ukraine. The IMF has given a forecast. World economic growth will slow down to 2.9% in current year compared to 3.4% in last year. The most affected zones/countries will be US, Eurozones, while the gainers still will be China and to little extent Russia. Sweden reportedly is in recession already and Germany sliding into recession as Q4 2022 GDP fell by 0.2% and export is hit badly all around. In a poll conducted by Gallup, most of the Americans as well as the world citizens recognize that the American government sucks. And that is the biggest problem for the world and as well as America. And second one is inflation. And lastly, more than 500,000 UK workers are on a strike, said to be the biggest one in a decade or so over their pay structure. Thank you, friends. That's all for the day. See you tomorrow.